Protests by students on campus. Is that a freedom? Is that a right, a constitutional right? Or does that right sometimes get lost in the violence that ensues? Let's hear from the White House press secretary. Very interesting, to the point, with great clarity.
The woman in the purple, because I saw you were making a face at my previous answer. So, what's going on?
Well, actually, I have a couple of questions. At the core of pro-Palestinian protests on college campuses and elsewhere is a demand to end the war in Gaza, a goal that this administration actually supports and has pursued. So why has this not been acknowledged or highlighted even?
Because these colleges and these protests have again put out Hamas propaganda. The flyers that have been distributed call for violence. The flyers that have been distributed have the logo of an organization that has held Americans hostage, that murdered innocent babies, that murdered men, women, and children. They are a designated foreign terrorist organization, and we are not going to tolerate non-citizens, foreigners who come here on a visa engaging in such behavior, siding with terrorists. And the Secretary of State reserves the authority to revoke the green card or the visa of an individual who serves as an actually, it says right here, reasonable grounds to believe that the alien's presence or activities in the United States would have potentially serious adverse foreign policy consequences to the United States. And I think siding with Hamas makes that quite clear. Secretary Rubio exercised that authority, and we fully believe that we are going to move forward with more arrests, as President Trump previewed in his statement yesterday.
First of all, I like her openness. To the lady over there who didn't like what I said, and she was open, not a problem. I like that. So she says at the core, it's the end of the war. Is that the core of their message? That's not what the posters say from the river to the sea. The river to the sea means all of Israel should be now become Palestinian. That's what it means. Whether the students understand that or don't understand that, that's what they're portraying. But more than that, as she clearly said, it's supporting a terrorist monster organization called Hamas. They're evil. And there's no place for that, even when it comes to freedom of speech. I'd like to take this to another level. From a Jewish perspective, and I know this is a Jewish perspective, and you can't bring this into law in the United States of America. I get that. There it's based on rights, what your personal civil rights are. But from a Jewish perspective, we look at things not from a perspective of rights, but from responsibilities and obligations. And one of the obligations that we have is that not to incite hate, not to actually, it's an interesting law in Torah that a Jew is not allowed to even have in their heart hate for another Jew. And if they do, they have to work it out themselves or work it out with that Jew. Because Jewish people are family, and therefore you can't have hate in your family. Can you hate someone outside of the Jewish people? If they're evil. If they're evil. How about a Jew that acts in an evil way? Yes, you hate the evil. You hate the evil, absolutely. And that doesn't take away, though, their Jewishness. A Jew who acts evil is still a Jew. And therefore, there's still a connection as a result. But the evil we hate. The evil of Hamas is a unique form of evil that has existed throughout history in certain people who it's in their very core, their hatred, not just surface Some people, their hatred is only surface and that could be dealt with. Others, as Hamas, is through and through, and that cannot be tolerated. That either they change or we have to, or the Jewish people, Israel, has a responsibility to destroy it, to destroy them. We have no choice unless they want to change and not to be. Put down their arms and say, I have sinned and I'm ready to do and what I need to do and to repent. That is what we hope for, but not likely to happen so quickly.